500 feet.
Good. Another 2,000 feet, I can stop the counteracting ray.
We'll never make it. The submarine will be crushed.
Get hold of yourself, Joe. There's no danger.
Why, of course not. Well, you're all mad. If we go any deeper, the submarine will crash like the shell of an egg.
It's a deep-sea craft from the upper world, Your Majesty. Shall I destroy it?
Turn on the magnetic ray and bring them down into Atlantis.
All right, Corrigan. This is your last chance. Tell your friends to hand over that priming powder or I'm gonna ram through those gates.
Go ahead and ram.
Ram the gate!
We're trapped!
Good evening, goblins and ghouls, and welcome to the Wednesday Night Scream Stream minisodes. I'm your host, Spakenstein, joined as always by my very good friend, Mr. Evan Sink.
Good evening.
How are we doing tonight, Evan?
We are doing great. Kicking it off here.
Kicking off the minisodes for Season 10. The Summer of Schlock returns. We're back here for, our Summer of Schlock, of course, is a celebration of all things schlock. We talked about this with our inaugural episode last week with The Beast of Yucca Flats. Schlock is just so bad it's good. Cheesy goodness. I mean, what do B movie, C movie, Z movie, whatever you want to call it. They're a ton of fun. So for our mini-sodes during the summer, we try to match that same level of fun. So we hope that we're going to be doing that this season with something that's definitely a little bit of a change of pace. We will be watching a cliffhanger serial, which if you've been following along on the Scream Stream, you know that our mini-sodes every season we switch off. We'll do a TV series.
Yeah, we're due for one.
We are. We'll do a serial. We just got done with a TV series, due for another serial. So we're The cliffhanger serials are back at it again. If you're looking for a story to really be strung along with for 12 weeks, well, here it is. This is
If you're looking for a cliff to hang off of.
yeah, if modern TV just isn't cutting it right now, if streaming, if they're just nothing's good, you just don't like anything they've got. Well, here's a good old-fashioned serial from 1935 that'll keep you occupied for 12 weeks. Oh, and if it's anything like the last serial, it would keep Evan occupied for 12 weeks because Evan was literally Evan was rewatching every episode that we watched very diligently, I might. Trying to figure out what the hell was going on.
We'll see if I do that this go around.
I don't know if we have as much of a mystery here. Of course, the last serial that we watched was The Whispering Shadow, starring Bela Lugosi, and with Bela Lugosi, and it was a lot of fun. It was a good time. It was definitely a mystery, and they kept you guessing to the very end. So they did it right. And we've got a serial from the same studio to this season. This season, we are going to be watching The Phantom Empire. And this is interesting because it's a mix of we've seen a lot of sci-fi recently, especially on the show. But this is not just sci-fi. This is combining sci-fi with the Western. And we haven't gotten a lot of Westerns on this show, which welcome everyone. Sorry, I'm just blowing like past my intro here, and I just throwing out all the protocol. I'm just so excited. I just can't wait to get into that. But welcome Kathy, welcome James in the YouTube chat. I hope y'all are doing well this evening.
Good to see y'all.
Yeah, and it's
Glad to have you
joining us for this first chapter, this first exciting installment of The Phantom Empire. And yeah, so this is some Weird West, I guess maybe you could call it that. I don't know. The only time we talked about it, Weird West, before was our very first season of this show when we watched Jesse James Meets Frankenstein's Daughter, which doesn't that feel like ages ago?
That feels like it was 1935.
It actually does. It does feel like it's been a few decades. But no, we are we're kind of getting back to like I mean, like Westerns, I don't think that, I mean, obviously I think our audience will know better than even perhaps Evan and myself really understand just how big the Western genre was in really from the advent of film through to, let's say, the 70s. It really was, it died out, but like even in
Westerns out there.
Oh my God.
I mean, if you think about it, there's enough old Westerns floating around that there are entire TV channels dedicated to just that nowadays.
Yeah, if any Grit fans out there, you know,
anybody out there is watching Grit TV,
we'd be watching some Grit in this house. I got suckered in watching The Shootist the other day, John Wayne's last movie, which I didn't watch at all. Hadn't seen it before. It was it was okay. But yeah, I mean, technically, Evan, there could be a whole sister show to this show that just shows Westerns. And they could have just as many episodes of the Scream stream or of their thing as
the Yeehaw stream.
The Yeehaw stream. I mean, dude, like there are hundreds, because that's the thing. Again, like I said, we can't even really fathom the way that, everybody knows that like during the 50s and 60s television, there were so many Western shows. But like during the 30s, there were so many Western serials and really cheap, like, I guess B movies. They weren't really called B movies at this time, but movies that, again, like the Poverty Row movies that we see that are only an hour. We see a lot of horror movies that are like that. Guess what? There were so many Westerns like that were being cranked out in a few days. And
Maybe there should be C movies for Cowboy.
C for Cowboy. Well, that makes sense. And especially the star of the serial, you should put a big capital C for Cowboy here. Because tonight we've got, well, and all season, we've got a star who is literally like, I mean, I can't even put into words probably how influential, we will learn over the course of this season just how influential Mr. Gene Autry was to many different fields, not just acting and singing, but a lot of other things that you would not expect. He was a very busy guy, Gene Autry, and very innovative and
I
very.
didn't know he had a star this season.
Yeah.
Let alone a multidisciplinary star.
Gene Autry. Now, this is the thing. Everybody has listened to Gene Autry songs. You may, and everybody out there may listen to Gene Autry songs every year without even knowing it. Do you know why?
Okay. Does he sing the big hit song for Cowboy Day?
They'll try another C holiday. And you might get a little warmer.
I think it was something like I'm a lonely tumbleweed. That's the name of the song.
He does have a signature song.
Close,
I can't remember what that's called. I'll have to look that up. He's got a signature song. But no, so he is actually
Columbus Day.
Yes, Columbus Day. You turn the radio on Columbus Day, you're gonna hear all these Gene Autry songs. Christmas Day, obviously, Christmas time, you will hear Gene Autry because he sang what I believe was the first version of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And what's the other one? Is it I should have written this down.
Lonely tumbleweed.
Yeah, you would think it'd be more westerny, but they're not. They're very like it's like I think it's Up on the House. That one, Reindeer, good old Santa Claus. I think that was it. But he has like 3 or 4 that get played pretty regularly during Christmas time, and so those songs will re-enter the charts, the Billboard charts every Christmas time. So just Gene Autry without even knowing Gene Autry. First of all.
Yeah,
but
I mean, that's true.
That's crazy. Well, we're about to get to learn the other side of Gene Autry's singing career, the country singing side, the Western cowboy side, because Gene Autry was really the very first singing cowboy, like the singing cowboy, which fittingly enough, the title of tonight's episode is The Singing Cowboy. So
he's the titular guy, the titular cowboy.
He is the titular singing cowboy. He was I'm pretty sure the first person to be billed under the title of The Singing Cowboy. So we'll be seeing him do some singing. He'll be singing a little bit. And
how rootin' tootin' is he?
So full disclosure, I haven't seen a lot of Gene Autry movies or serials or anything. He also had a popular TV show. Sure, we'll be talking about that as the season goes on. But I haven't seen a lot of Gene Autry stuff. But for some reason, I want to see he's not like as rootin' tootin'. He's maybe a little more mild manner. I could be wrong. I don't know. Prove me wrong, Gene Autry, please.
Gentleman cowboy.
Yeah, I mean, well, like with this TV show, I think he developed a thing like the Cowboy Code, and it was all these, things. Okay. Yeah, I mean, he's just very like honor, and he always played the good guy, right? Like, I think even
he's a white hat.
Yeah, 100%. That's where this comes from, and and of course he's got the sidekick, the comic relief, and I mean, he kind of helped develop this kind of model for movies that got copied by many other studios who had their own singing cowboys. And Autry really, like, his career lasted for a long time because of kind of some smart business moves and just some, I mean, we'll get into it. It's just he's a very interesting guy. So I'm excited to talk about him this season. Of course, we're going to see him in action, riding around and
Very cool.
singing around, and hopefully fighting some robots and some people in this underwater. Sorry, I'm getting stuck up on last year's serial,
Yeah.
Underwater City.
Yeah, we're going back to Atlantis.
Yeah, we're going back. No, I meant to
It's a
say
really weird west.
yeah, it's actually a sequel unofficially. No, we're actually traveling underground. So that's what
Okay.
the kind of sci-fi. So the story in a nutshell, before we get into it, give you the rough log line. It's that this cowboy finds under his ranch this underground civilization.
Okay,
Right.
cool.
And
As one does.
As one does. Apparently, there's some similarities to this in an H.P. Lovecraft story.
Yeah.
You
I was
know,
gonna
The
say,
Mound?
That's the mound. Yeah.
Yes.
It's
So
a good one.
I don't know anything about it, so I'm interested to just see if it's just kind of a faint resemblance, or if there's certain things you're like, oh, like this is right from The Mound. I want to know, Evan. So you're gonna have to be on duty. You have to watch these
Okay,
episodes
okay.
4 times, looking for H.P.
Yeah.
Lovecraft Easter eggs. And I hope you can find them all, or else. I'm gonna turn up the Caligari curse on
Or
you.
else Cthulhu gets you.
Mm-hmm. That's a just punishment for not finding all the Lovecraft eggs. Yeah, so it's interesting. So we got an interesting story, an interesting star. And this is by the same studio that did the last serial that we watched, Mascot, who this was all they did was serials. So we'll see. Hopefully we don't get some recap episodes and some, again, we know how these serials work, man. Just triangle. Always going in a triangle. So
Yep.
we'll see if this one can change the mold. Because this time we're going underground. So maybe we have to go in a different shape. Find out. Anything before we get into the exciting beginning of The Phantom Empire Chapter 1, Evan?
So every time I hear Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer now, I'm just gonna be picturing him wearing a little cowboy hat.
Little cowboy.
So thanks for that.
Rudolph. Well, I mean, let's give him a big 10-gallon hat. You gotta.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what kind of cowboy hat Gene Autry wears, but I'm hoping it's a big one. I'm hoping it's a big old 10-gallon. Really wanted to find a cowboy hat around my house to wear tonight. I could not find one. I really wanted to get
Yeah.
into the spirit for you guys, but it was, ran short on time. Couldn't find a good cowboy hat. But, Evan and I are really we're really gonna be trying to work on our Western lingo over the course of the season. So if there's any Western slang or terminology that you guys can introduce to us over the course of the season, please do. We need all the help we can get. And hopefully this serial will also teach us some new Western slang. We'll be spending time at the ranch. We're about to learn a few things. I think, Evan, if you have it queued up.
I do.
All right, then we are going to go ahead. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, okay. I started hearing a bucket of blood, and I was
Oh, no.
yeah, I was like, what the hell? There it is. Okay, got it. So, saying, what was I saying? I totally got distracted by bucket of
I
blood.
think we're about to be getting into the exciting introduction of the Phantom Empire Chapter
Chapter 1.
1.
The Singing Cowboy, right now. Now, Evan, did that link go right to the? It started up.
Yeah, it was about
Okay.
10 seconds in.
Okay.
Yeah, was Nat Levine the same
Yeah.
guy?
Yeah, that was the studio head of Mascot, who also produced What was it called? Look at me, I'm blanking all over the place. Phantom, wait. Whispering Shadow. God dang.
Whispering Shadow, yeah.
There it is. I found it. Oh, look at them horses go. Lester Smiley Burnett. I believe that is Gene Autry's sidekick.
I don't think credit the horses.
Well, I'm surprised they didn't. Because he had a horse that I think his horse's name was Champion. There were like 3 champions. Like Champion 1, Champion 2, Champion 3. Whoa, yeehaw! Uh-oh. What? Man, we're getting right in.
Wow. Yeah,
Hell yeah.
We're not wasting any time. I love that.
Dang, dude. Uh-oh. What?
What's going on out here?
It's Autry's men making another raid.
Making a raid?
You know what we're after. Throw it out and be quick about it. All right, hand them out. That's not all. There's one more. That's fine.
What? They just came up shooting just to...
This is a musical
Yes,
raid.
folks, it's Gene Autry making another raid on your time with his radio ride, broadcasting from Radio
Does he
Raid.
intro every show like that?
We're about to bust right into your homes with
Is
some
this
real
is he
ranch
playing
music
himself or
and
is this
singing.
just breaking the fourth wall?
Nevertheless, we're going to give you some real ranch
I guess it's a
music
little
and
bit of
singing.
both.
A long, long time ago, as all you folks should know, Uncle Noah built himself an ark. For 40 days and nights, the rain was sure a fright, and the animals nearly tore his ark apart.
Mm,
The duck went quack.
Jesus.
It is blowing my mind that this is technically a Lovecraft adaptation.
Uncle Noah's ark's a madhouse now. The houses and cattle and fowls of the air. Even the long-eared jackass was there.
Hmm.
Quack. The owl said who? Woof. Cock-a-doodle-doo. All were there on Uncle Noah's ark. At last the sun did shine through the window bright and fine, and Uncle Noah thought 'twas time to
Yeah.
land.
Dog Star, that they're just putting the camera all over the place and just... There's no such thing as the 180-degree rule here.
The old tomcat who raised an awful row. The little pig squealed, the billy goat back, the little frog said, "Take your hand." Uncle Noah's ark's a madhouse now. The horses and cattle and fowls of the air. Even the long-eared jackass was there.
Oh my God.
We're now turning the microphone over to Frankie and Betsy Baxter, President and Vice President of the National Thunder Riders Club.
Mm.
You're on the air, kids. It's all yours.
First, I want to ask all of you to...
So is this still the show? Or...
First, I want to... Pardon the static, folks. First, I want to ask all of you to join our National Thunder Riders Club, so you can come out here to our vacation camp and see a radio broadcast put on like it should be. Riding, roping, real horses, real guns, real cowboys. All you boys.
And the girls, too.
Wrestling.
We don't want any girls.
We do, too.
Now, in reply to your letters, boys and girls, as to how we came to select the name Thunder Riders for our club.
One day, Frankie and I were having a horse race on the desert.
Oh my God. Flashback.
We were riding like the wind.
Okay, is this is it a frame narrative?
When all of a sudden, we heard something that sounded like a roll of thunder.
thunder. It's gonna rain.
Rain nothing. Well, there isn't a cloud in the sky. That's
Aliens.
from Thunder Valley. I heard it once before.
I've seen this movie.
The Thunder Riders.
The Thunder Riders. Yep, nobody will find them there. Dang horse.
I've been betrayed by my horse.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Sir.
it sounds like thunder, all right.
Sounds like a train. Oh my god.
Oh, ow.
Oh. Nice. Smart.
Trick them.
And that's how we came to call our club the Thunder Riders.
Wow,
It's a
sick.
reality to Betsy and me. And if we ever see those riders again, we'll sure tell you more about them.
Thank you, Frankie and Betsy. Thank you. And remember, all you kids that can't come out to the ranch, you can form a Thunder Riders Club in your own town and ride with us every afternoon. Just send in your name, and we'll send you a pattern so that your mother can make you a costume.
Everybody ready?
Let me remind you that when we left our radio show yesterday, the settler's wife was cowering in the corner of her log cabin. Her heroic husband, willing to give his life for those he loved, suffered terrific torture. You remember he had substituted his arm for the wooden bar across the door, which the bandits outside were trying to batter in. Already the door is beginning to shatter under their blows, and it seemed but a moment until his tired, bruised arm would break. And now for the Thunder Riders. Are you all set, Eddie?
Oh, wait, what? No.
Here they come! Will the Thunder Riders get there in time? And that, folks,
So
you will
Gene's
learn
just
when you
not
tune
allowed
in
to sing
tomorrow.
anymore.
Good afternoon.
Nope.
Radio Ranch.
Don't
now
you sing
signing
another
off.
song, Gene.
Say, is our ranch becoming popular? And all on account of your broadcast. Why, our guests are coming on trains and horses and an automobile. And now, they're arriving by airplane.
Uh-oh.
What? This ranch has an
You
airstrip?
said that ranch was deserted. It's deserted, all right. What about the fortune and radium you promised us? You'll get your radium. Gentlemen, I am firmly convinced that this is the site of the buried city of Mew. And with proper excavation, we'll find more than radium. We'll find secrets that have been lost to the world for thousands of years.
Whoa. Radium, not lithium.
We better get out and meet them.
There's radium in them Var Hills.
Yeah, this is the Radio Ranch, not the High Ranch.
Welcome to Radio Ranch, gentlemen.
Quite a surprise to see a plane around here.
The world is full of surprises. Beatson is my name, Professor Beatson.
I'm Gene Autry.
Do you think that we might secure accommodations? Sure, we can take care of you. This way, gentlemen, please.
Dear old Daddy, I called you to bear. If I could erase those lines from your face and bring back the gold to your heart, if God would but grant me the power.
What? Snooping around. Oh,
Hmm.
that's cool. Nice.
Nice. Trap door.
trick ladder too.
This is the real Thunder Riders Club.
It's like a speakeasy.
This is like Spy Kids.
Exactly.
I don't want my secret laboratory discovered.
Were you followed?
Just wait. So you're the one that took that caliber cathocyclometer tube that the radio engineer was looking for.
This kid's got a secret lab in the barn.
Look here, sis. This shows you exactly how to make a direction finder. And I just made one.
What's a direction finder?
Well, when you hear something on the radio, this will tell you exactly what direction it's coming from. Look, I'll show you. That is, I'll show you if I made this thing right.
Mm.
See? It's pointing 2 degrees west of north. That means the music's coming from San Francisco. There's those
San
funny
Francisco.
signals again.
Frankie, look! The direction finder's standing on its head.
We gotta go down.
Just to turn back the pages of time. I'd give all I own if I could plug a comb to that silver hair and neon
Oh, the good old days when 10 people in cowboy hats are just singing around, singing and playing guitar.
Well, I got him again tonight. And my direction finder says they're coming from straight down.
Say, do you suppose there's anything to any of those books that Frankie's been reading about a world underground with people and cities and everything?
Why, of course there's something to them.
Let's go see those scientists that came today.
Mm.
Maybe they can tell us.
Gene
something.
Autry's really open-minded.
Maybe they can.
He's a believer.
But the signals were coming from the center of the Earth. And I wanted you to explain it to me, Professor.
I see that you have a perfect understanding of radio beams. You probably encountered some unusual internal interference. Undoubtedly magnetic static.
Yes, but the signal sounded like human signals.
Static, just static. However, I'll give the matter some thought and look into it further a little later.
Did you ever see anything like this? Peculiar little fellow, isn't it?
Mm.
Ah, an interesting example of Antediluvian Americana. Where did you get it?
Found it at the head of Thunder Valley.
Could you lead my colleagues to the spot?
Gladly.
We'll appreciate it very much.
But we'll have to get an early start. I have a broadcast at 2 o'clock, and if we miss it, we'll lose our contract. We'll play
Ooh,
8 o'clock.
dang. You got a strict contract. You miss one show, you're done. You're out. Damn, did you see his boots? You're gonna have to look next time we see a full shot of him. He's got some wild boots.
You heard everything?
Look at those boots.
What
Autry's radio
what is he? What
program
kind of
is
boots are
seen
those?
as very
Jack
popular.
boots?
Without him, there would be nothing here to interest anyone, and the place would soon become deserted.
And we could go on with our secret explorations without anyone to molest us.
Exactly.
Whoa.
Tomorrow morning, when he leads Cooper and Saunders to the spot where he found that idol, your job is to see that he doesn't come back.
Jeez. We take out this singing cowboy and this whole radio ranch.
Whoa.
They're gonna drop the
Oh my
ball.
god. Nice try.
Well, good thing he didn't see
And
you.
let's take a break right there. We probably should have taken a break before we got to the boulder roll, but we'll take a break right there. So that was
our third break so far.
yeah. It won't be a long break. Trust me. That was the exciting first half of The Singing Cowboy. What do we think so far, Evan?
This is pretty interesting so far. I thought that they were doing something different there in the beginning, but it's all just been actually part of the story. So
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty interesting.
There's a lot going on. It's funny, like I like the introduction of these devious, like, I don't know if they're scientists or what they are, but these guys who are trying to get the land. And it's funny because I was just expecting it to kind of be, all right, they're gonna encounter these people from this underground civilization, and I thought it was gonna be like Undersea Kingdom, right? Or
yeah, it's like a Flash Gordon type.
yeah, exactly. And
where it's
instead,
just the good guys versus whoever they meet.
yeah, instead we've got like a lot more.
Yeah, we got some.
Yeah, like a lot more. I don't even know what the word would be. Just allegiance. I don't know. There's just a lot of different characters that are different. They're, you know, even though we got a lot of cowboys, we got these two kids. We got
these kid geniuses.
Yeah, we got Gene, of course. Good old Gene. And yes, Spark, those boots, I mean, they were definitely had something on them. They were shining for sure. I mean, you're a cowboy who owns your own radio ranch. You gotta be studded out at all times. So Gene Autry's doing it. You gotta, I mean, again, the whole idea of him using his real name in this, right? It's a little confusing at first, right? You're like, wait, he's playing Gene.
Yeah.
He's Gene Autry playing Gene Autry. But this became the standard, right? I mean, even with like Undersea Kingdom, the character, it's funny because that's like the reverse situation where the character in that was Crash Corrigan. So the actor became Crash Corrigan, right? So it's kind of interesting.
He just started playing Crash Corrigan in real life.
Right. I mean, essentially, and that's what like a lot of these Western actors, I mean, again, Roy Rogers, right? Who is, I guess, kind of like maybe I don't know if they're really competitors, but you know, Roy Rogers, Gene Autry, they're kind of like two, you know, I think Roy Rogers was also a singing cowboy. And a very enterprising one at that. But I mean, you know, he always played a character named Roy Rogers, right? There were a lot of Western series like Monogram, a studio that we've seen a lot of Bela Lugosi movies from. They have some Western series that are like 70, 80 movies long. I mean, that's how many of these kinds of Westerns they were able to crank out. Like, and like we think that they've done a lot of horror movies. They were cranking out like 5 times as many Westerns. So it's kind of nuts. But this is really, you know, Gene Autry being the star that he was, this is kind of like I think this was his first starring role, really. He had been like a backup in a couple, or like featured in some serials before this, but this is his first starring one. So far, so good. He's killing it. So we'll see how he confronts the fact that he was just almost murdered. That's not very the cowboy way of them, is it? It's very
Yeah, I think dropping a boulder on somebody breaks the cowboy code.
It does break the cowboy code 100%. That's actually number 9 in the cowboy code. Don't try to kill somebody with a boulder. And they've broken it. So Gene's not going to be very happy. We'll see how he's going to set him straight. So we'll see how he does. But during our break, we're going to get a Gene Autry trailer, I believe, for a movie that he did entitled, I don't have it, let me pull it up, entitled Shooting High from 1941. And I think during that time he was under contract to Republic, which was a big. Republic was what actually the studio that made Tonight Serial, like that studio got absorbed into Republic. Like Republic basically got formed from a bunch of other Poverty Row studios, all being bought by one guy. And he's like, all right, now we're Republic. And they immediately became like a mid-major. And John Wayne was under contract to Republic, I believe. I think at least during the mid-40s. They might have even had Roy Rogers under contract. So they just had all the cowboys. I mean...
Why Gene Autry's contract is so stiff that they're bursting at the seams with cowboys.
Right,
If he
exactly.
misses this show, he's out.
Just fill in, put another one in his place. Easy. Gene Autry's not available. Oh, let's just put John Wayne in there. Should be a pretty solid
You
replacement.
think you're the only singing cowboy out there?
We got a million singing. You know how many singing cowboys are all over this town. You got hundreds of them. They really did. There was no shortage of singing cowboys at this time. So we're gonna see this trailer for a Gene Autry 1941 film, and then when we come back, we'll get into the exciting conclusion of Chapter 1 of The Phantom Empires. Stick around. We'll be right back.
I loved a gal.
You loved a gal.
She loved my pal.
She loved your pal.
So I packed my bag and saddled my nag, and then I started roaming.
Bet you never seen riding like that before.
Oh, he's all right.
All right. Why, Will Carson's the best rider in the whole world. Oh, boy, I'd like to see some woman take him away from me if he was mine.
But he isn't mine, and, well, he should have trusted me, Janie, and... No, I've got my pride, and he's made me the laughing stock of this town, and I've got to go.
Wait a minute, please! Listen, you Carsons, you've always believed in Wild Bill, haven't you?
You bet I have.
You remember he was shot in the back without being given a chance to prove he was innocent, wasn't he?
He certainly was.
Well, you're not going to let him do the same thing to Will before he's given his chance, are you?
No!
This little old band of gold is for you alone, my love. For it reminds me of someone I knew.
And we are back. So that was a trailer for Shooting High. I believe that said it was a Fox film. So I don't know. Maybe he's under contract with Fox for a little bit. But I mean, again, as you can see, very wholesome, very clean, very straight shooter. Gene Autry. He's not.
Yeah, not a lot of trail dust on that man.
No, I mean, again,
Clean.
He's gonna have the white hat and the studded out boots, and yeah, I mean, there's not gonna be a speck of dirt on him. And even though he's been riding a horse all over the place, he's, you know, that's the thing about a good cowboy, you know, keeping clean, you know. You gotta really know. I mean, obviously, at some point in all our serials, we get stuck on the fashion. And you know, a cowboy fashion is a little underrated. You know, there's a lot that goes into being a fashionable cowboy, and obviously back in these days, they had that on lock. So hopefully, we'll get to see that on full display this season.
Yeah, you need the whole coordinated outfit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. You got the hat's got to match the boots, got to match the belt, it's got to match the spurs, it's got to match the holster. It's got to, you know, you just the list goes on. You just a lot of coordination that goes into cowboy's outfit. So
it takes me 2 hours to get ready in the morning.
I mean, it was funny. I was like, not to get too sidetracked, listening to the radio this morning, and they were talking about these expensive shoes that already come like all scuffed and worn. And there was a guy that got on. He was like, most of the calls of people who had bought the shoes, they were women. And so then a guy called and he was like, look, you can't like, he was talking to the host. He's like, look, you can't like knock on women for buying like $500 shoes when like you've got cowboys that'll go out and spend, like, I guess this guy was a cowboy. He's like, I know some of my friends will go out and spend $1,000 on a pair of boots, and then they won't, you know, not get a speck of dirt on it. They only wear it out on the town a couple like times a year, you know?
So he gets it. He
gets it. Yeah. So it is funny to think about like that idea of like, you know, there's the life of a real cowboy is real rough and tumble. You got to get in the dirt, but then you have the singing cowboy who's always impeccably dressed. He's got the white hat. Like that's what we've got this season. So it's fun. It's different. It's a little manufactured, but hey, we'll take it. It's gonna be clean and wholesome. Yeah, can't ask for anything better than what?
Right off into the sunset.
Yeah. We'll see if you can. Again, we've got 11 weeks to figure out how this ends for Gene Autry and Rue. Anything before we get into the exciting conclusion of tonight's episode, Evan?
So I don't know whether to or not to call this other group like villains. I guess they're trying to steal the ranch. That makes them bad guys, right?
Yeah.
I'm really, really hoping that they leave up the sign when they take over the ranch, but they just change it from Radio Ranch to Radium Ranch.
Yeah, what do you got to change? 2 letters? Come on.
I mean, it's easy.
You really... You don't even have to change the O, really. You could just erase the top part, and it would look like a U, you know?
There you go.
They'd be able to fix that sign real easy. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what their dastardly deeds where it'll lead them. But hopefully good old Gene and crew will save the day. But on that note, Evan, if you got it queued up. Oh, it's the movie again. It's on both these sources. Then Bucket of Blood started playing. So got it. Thanks. Do you need the timestamp or are you good?
I'm at 1547.
Perfect. All right. And without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into the exciting conclusion of the Phantom Empire, Chapter 1, The Singing Cowboy. Right now. Whoa. Give me whiplash.
Camera movement here.
Oh, what?
Ooh.
Wow. We missed the boulder. Like the fact they just tried to drop boulder on him. Now they took a fucking shot at him like that?
All right, plan B. Bang!
Be a Moranian. Alive? Impossible. I tell you it is.
Saved by the Moranian.
Morani.
There's no time to check if he's still alive or not.
Uh-oh. Ooh!
Oh, dang. Well, that went well. Real nice cultural exchange there.
Whoa, what? Hey, Professor!
Come on, I found a Muranian.
Oh, and
You guys
also
wanna
this
see a
other
dead
guy's
body?
dead.
He's gone. I see that. Here's the proof. And there's the bullet hole.
You perforated his oxygen tank. Evidently, they can't function on the air we breathe. This is undoubtedly a breathing apparatus that permits the Muranians to live at ground level. And the eyepieces are colored against actinic rays.
It proves that the Muranians lived underground. Probably have since the first ice age, 100,000 years ago.
He must have had Confederates who helped him escape.
Love the wipe. Oh yeah, here we go. Nice garage. I love how their garage door opener is a whole robot just turning a crank. He's not gonna make it. He's a goner. Or is it Gene? Did Gene sneak his way in there? Whoa. That was a cool elevator.
You'll gain some strength when we get down to the 20,000 foot level.
Nope. Cool city.
Yeah, when they say underground city, I never know what to expect. Like, is it a cave or are they in just like this huge? I mean, they might as well just be outside.
Yeah, at this point. Yeah, you would think it would be cave.
Did I receive your report correctly?
Yes, Your Majesty.
All right. Great.
Her Majesty is waiting, I know.
Oh yeah.
Clear the way! Stand fast!
I love how they just had him pass in front of the frame. They're just walking through. I love that. Just going about their business.
Just an extra.
Our garden of life. It's never happened before, and it shall never happen again.
No, Your Imperial Majesty. It has never happened before, and it shall never happen again. The Queen burns!
Uh-oh.
It just happened again.
We welcome your return.
Your Imperial Majesty, I have to report...
Silence! You are not here to report. I've seen everything. You are here to be commended for your loyalty and skill in having safely returned with your wounded comrade without once having been seen by a surface man. I do so commend you. Conduct him to the radium reviving chambers.
What do they live off of radium? Radium reviving? Oh my god.
Nothing refreshes me like a nice steaming cup of radium.
I feel like we're in Metropolis.
Fools. The surface people are always in a hurry. Their world today is a madhouse. You really are indeed fortunate. Death,
What's on? Channel flipping back in the day was crazy. Instead of static, you got that.
Do I have to witness this insane material because you are unable to find the Garden of Life?
I don't know if that was insane material. It seemed pretty mundane to me.
Sound. I want to hear them.
Unmute. Unmute.
Our next move is to get rid of our big partner, Tom Baxter. With those two out of the way, Radio Ranch will soon be deserted and we'll have our discovery to ourselves. And a fortune in radium. Wouldn't it be a good idea if we explored a little today? Plenty of time, Saunders. The principal thing now is to protect our secret from spies.
Enough.
Too late.
Our very civilization is at stake. The lives and future of all my subjects are in jeopardy because these inquisitive surface people seem bent upon discovery of our empire.
What's your matter?
As you already know, they have actually invaded the Garden of Life. They will soon return to investigate further.
I shall order the Royal Guard to rid Murania of these intruders. For my part, I should send to the Garden of Life and there capture them when they return.
No. The entrance to the Garden of Life must be destroyed. They must never be able to find it again.
Yes, Your Imperial Majesty.
Proceed at once to the Garden of Life and destroy the entrance, so that no surface man may ever find it again.
Yes, Your Majesty. Alert!
A lot of move. Whoa. Here we go. All right, is that the 310 from Santa Ana coming in?
You hereby swear to abide by all the rules and regulations of the National Thunder Riders Club?
I do.
You are now a full-fledged member. Be seated. We will now continue with our regular business. The secretary will read the minutes of the last meeting.
Meeting called to order at 4 o'clock. Dale reported his committee couldn't find any motto for our club. Bub thought it would be better to have a banquet than a motto. Meeting was adjourned because everybody got hungry.
Has anyone any suggestions for the motto of our club? All for one and one for all.
To the rescue is mine.
No more school.
Do a good
No
service.
more school.
Your suggestion is a good one. That's the Boy Scouts motto. We must have one of our own. Listen. There's that thunder sound.
That was very real.
Same sound that we heard the day we saw the Thunder Riders. Maybe they're riding again.
Meeting adjourned.
Isn't that Dean's horse?
Why do I feel like the fake
Maybe the real Thunder Riders got
Thunder Riders are gonna get mixed up with the real
That's our
Thunder
motto.
Riders?
To the rescue. To the rescue.
The mini Thunder Riders. Well, that's a hell of a way to get on your horse. Oh, there's Gene. I was wondering what. Oh, he's making a fire. Why?
We'll scatter here.
Is
All
signal
you kids
fire?
break up into parties of two.
Oh.
We'll search this
Okay.
whole country. Now, don't all go the same way. Betsy and I'll ride up toward Thunder Valley.
Look, a smoke signal.
Yep.
Must be Gene.
Must be Gene.
It's a wildfire.
Oh God, he just passed out right beside that thing.
He's basically just lit himself on fire. To the rescue.
I mean, he did get shot, right?
Get the canteen, quick. Thanks.
Oh, I guess not.
Sure, I'm all right. Boy, you sure had a narrow escape. Yeah. Say, we got a broadcast at 2 o'clock. If we miss it, we lose our contract.
And that means no more Radio Ranch.
We'll have to ride like the Dickens. You and Betsy ride double.
Like the Dickens.
There's the key to our entire situation.
Explain yourself, Argo.
If we can capture Gene Autry, Radio Ranch would soon become deserted. And the entrance to our
That's the
underground
same
kingdom
plan the other guys
forever
had.
We can never allow Urania to become desecrated by the presence of surface people. Our lives are serene. Our minds are superior. Our accomplishments greater. Gene Autry must be captured. Get the captain of the Thunder Riders on the wireless telephone.
Nice.
Captain of the Thunder Guards reporting.
Gene Autry approaches Thunder Valley. Capture him.
Yes, Your Imperial Majesty. Thunder Guards, forward!
It's definitely a train.
Get back, quick.
Jeez. And now I see why they made so many westerns. You can just sit here and watch people riding horses all day long. You know, they're just riding.
Yeah.
Could cut a whole montage of just this. Just people riding.
People riding super
They're coming!
They never think we're crazy enough to hang off of a cliff. Uh-oh.
We're not gonna leave it here.
Cliffhanger, Evan.
Oh,
Oh!
not much of a hanger there.
Wait, boys and girls.
We've seen nothing.
12 times as much coming. What are there, 13 chapters of this? How do they? What happens? I love these robots. Little cowboy hats.
Who are these?
Wait, did they misspell destruction? Oh God. What? What the hell was that, dude?
Yeah, I
that
wanna
was
see what that is.
trippy, dude. Oh my God. Don't miss an episode, dude. The greatest cereal made for you. Oh my god, well, you couldn't sell it any better than that.
It's made for us.
Made just for us. Wow, well, that was chapter 1 of The Phantom Empire. What do we think, Evan?
I really enjoy this so far. This has been a lot of fun.
Well, yeah, again. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say we don't get this we don't get westerns a lot, so we just had a lot of interesting, just different things to vibe with tonight.
I can't believe that both teams of bad guys just independently come to the same conclusion that we've got to get Gene Autry.
We got to get Gene Autry. He's
the most interesting and important person in this entire place.
It makes sense, man. Go for the big fish. You got to you got to go for the whale, right? You're trying to make a pitch. So it is just so uncanny though, hearing them say Gene Autry. It does take me out of it for a minute, because I'm like, he's a real person. And I guess back in the day, I don't know. I mean, obviously, as you can tell, this is geared towards children. So if the boys and girls thing at the end didn't clue you in.
Right.
But that's the thing, though, is that a lot of this, a lot of Western media, serials, movies, TV shows, comic books, all this stuff, who is it really geared toward? Kids. It really, obviously the adults could enjoy it as well, but I had a pretty good time with it tonight. So, am I a kid or am I an adult? I don't know. Maybe I've got some real soul searching next week.
I liked the promo they had there at the very end, which it almost seemed like they wanted to just say, so I know that was a lot of cowboy stuff, but don't worry, we're getting to the sci-fi.
There'll be plenty. I mean, they teased some pretty good stuff, there was a great shot of just everybody running around while things were chaotic, and when the robots just walking around while everybody's running around, which is, they had a couple of those shots tonight. I love that, because it's just what are they even doing? But then that melting city or village or whatever was happening there, that was a crazy effect. I mean,
I hope that's a real shot from this, not
you can't
made for the promo.
You can't put it past them to just stick something in the promo that looks really cool that maybe isn't going to show up. But I hope that will, because I was haven't seen an effect like this from that time. I mean, nowadays, it looks like they're just kind of simply I don't know what they did or how they did it, but that looked cool. So we'll get there. I'm pretty excited to see how the rest of the Phantom Empire shakes out, but it's definitely
I like our villain, Queen or Empress or whatever she is.
Do you think she's the villain, or do you think the leader of the guys trying to get into the underground kingdom? Do you think they're our true antagonists?
Well, maybe, yeah. We'll have to see. I'm getting such Merciless Ming.
That's exactly what I was about to ask you. Were you getting Ming vibes?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely getting some Ming vibes.
It's always got to be Ming.
Called she turned on the TV and called the surface people fools, right? Like that's villain behavior.
Villain behavior. Yeah, you're right. Like, as all that was going on, I was literally in my head trying to figure out, like, okay, well, is she our big bad, or is she's gonna
Maybe
come
she's not
off
the
tough
biggest
at first,
bad,
and then like I don't know, and then she'll help Jean down the road. I don't know.
Man, I love it when people call other people fool. Like, it's such a good put down, I think.
I mean, it's a ridiculous put down, dude. It's funny. It's always just makes me laugh when I hear someone, like, I'm always kind of taken aback because it is funny, but it is also cutting, you know?
It
like,
is, yeah.
Like it's overly aggressive, it feels like. Fool. Like, what? What'd you just say? What'd you just call? Did you just call them a fool? What? Yeah, so definitely, and that's a Ming move for sure, calling people fools. So I can understand kind of thinking, all right, the Queen's probably our big bad, but definitely don't like these I don't even know what to call this band of scammers, schemers. I don't know. They're up to no good, obviously. But.
Schemers and professors.
Yes, I don't know if that guy's a professor or what his deal is. Not a real professor.
He had a pith helmet on.
Well, so that obviously makes him qualified. That's all you need back in those days. You just have to have the right equipment, and then you're qualified.
Right. I got
something.
The boots. I got the pith helmet.
Ready to go.
The university sent me.
The university sent me to come mine some radium. They want me to build a radium mine all by myself. Which that's a whole interesting thing at the center of the story, which is actually kind of interesting, is the fact that, okay, these guys came for radium, but also the underground city seems to use the radium, thrive off the radium. So now we have like something at stake, right? It isn't just like that they want to find this underground city. It's also that there's radium, but the city needs the radium. So there's going to be a struggle over this radium, dude. So there's a little bit more to the story here, I feel like, than we've gotten with some of our past serials. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe the radium is going to be like the what was it? Oh, the jewels in the Whispering Shadow. The jewels, the Tsar's jewels.
I hope they're not just like fighting over a sack full of radium for the rest of the series.
It's just something that ultimately doesn't really matter. It's just this MacGuffin that keeps us kind of. Here's the thing that's at stake. We gotta figure out who's got this thing. I mean, I hope it's not the radium, but it because again, there's the storytelling here I think is good. So there's a way for them to go forward that they don't just take the Whispering Shadow route of using this like good stake as a MacGuffin. Like, can they actually like go deeper than just, oh, they want the radium and they want the radium, and so they're going to be fighting over the radium. Like, let's use that as stakes, but let's go deeper, right? I don't know. We'll see. We've got 12 weeks to see what these writers can do. Hopefully they avoid some of the pitfalls that our previous serials have fallen into. We will see. But so far, so good. So that was chapter 1 of The Phantom Empire. Of course, you can join us next Wednesday at 9 p.m. Maybe just on Twitch. I don't know. We'll have to see. Hopefully we can get back on YouTube, and hopefully they won't be flagging every episode. But I got to see. I mean, unfortunately...
Does Gene sing in every episode?
See, that's what I need to try to figure out. Is it a Gene song, or is somebody putting a claim on the whole episode and the whole show? And if somebody is, maybe it's Gene. Not actually Gene, but maybe it's Gene's.
Maybe it's Gene.
Because I wanted to save this, but I feel like now that we've had this copyright issue, I'll bring it up again in later shows, I know, but it's important to just mention because I think it's cool. He ended up buying back the rights to like all his movies later on, like from Republic. Now this was different. This was not a Republic thing. I'm pretty sure it was not renewed, and that's why it's public domain. So I don't think that Gene's heirs own this or claim this, but maybe that's a possibility. I don't know. I'll have to do the research and find out. But that is a cool thing about Gene Autry, is that he kind of like owns the right. His family, his heirs own the rights to every movie that he made. Like, at least with Republic.
It's cool.
Because he, like, I think they were hard up for money, or they were like, they weren't making movie. I don't know, something. And he just realized that he could buy it back. You very rarely hear of actors like owning their own films. Like you hear obviously musicians, but even musicians, like even Taylor Swift, like doesn't own like some of her original.
I was gonna say, he did the Taylor Swift thing.
He basically did, well, except he was actually able to buy them back. He didn't just remake all the movies. He actually, yeah. Could you imagine? He's 60, 70 years old, trying to get on Champion 7. Might be a little difficult. But yeah, so it is
Gene's version.
Yeah, but that's he's gonna make 70 movies, and they all have the subtitle Gene's version. Yeah, no, it is actually a really cool thing, and I will be doing more research into Gene Autry over the coming weeks. So hopefully there's just more information I can give about. There's some other big facts I haven't given away about him yet, which I didn't even know about till today. So I'm saving some stuff. I haven't given it all away. But the buying the catalog thing was like really wild. Like, that is unheard of. So it's kind of cool to see that today. And yeah, he was just that kind of a guy. Yeah, good for him. So again, next Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, Twitch, hopefully YouTube. Of course, I guess that means this Friday, hopefully YouTube. But if I can't get the strike dismissed, if I can't get it, my appeal is not successful, we will just be on Twitch for the next 2 weeks. And so, we can't post on YouTube. That's the other thing. Is like, I can't post on YouTube to let you know, hey, YouTube's not letting us post right now, so come follow us on Twitch. I literally can't post anything on YouTube. So I will try to get the word out if that happens, but my hope is I will successfully appeal it, and we will be on YouTube this Friday for our second episode of the Summer of Sock Returns. And we're taking, I guess, a little vacation this Friday. It's I hope you're bringing your bags of rice, because we're celebrating a special occasion. It's a honeymoon, but not the kind you're thinking. It's a honeymoon of horror. 1964. It's a regional film out of Florida, so it's definitely looks like undeveloped Florida. It's kind of wild. But we're gonna be out by the pool. We're gonna be having a good old time. It's a very weird. I haven't seen this. I believe it's about woman marries a guy, but the guy's a little suspicious, little like, I guess a la Screaming Skull, maybe. The husband's not trying to kill the wife, but the husband has got all these friends who apparently don't like the wife. And it's more about all these friends of the hut. They're all artists. So again, getting a little bucket of blood thing in here with artists. So it was like, those artists. I mean, beatniks are definitely it's a little bit more of a narrow space than just the broad artist umbrella, but still. It's 64. You still got some weird cats that we're going to be seeing this Friday running in these artist circles. So it should be fun. And as always, Evan brings us a delicious cocktail to pair with the evening's film and a little segment which this season we call...
It's Schlocktail Hour.
And what are we going to be drinking this Friday? Oh, sorry.
This Friday, we are going to be drinking a cocktail that I've designed from the bottom up to be honeymoon themed. I don't know if it's good, but it's this one is called the Wedding Night, and the idea for this was that a wedding and a honeymoon, it's both sweet, but it can also be kind of spicy.
Oh.
So what we've got is some champagne, some creme de cacao, and simple syrup, and a dash of cayenne pepper.
Oh.
So this one's a swing.
Yeah, man. Is this an original?
It is, yeah. This is it's not based on any recipe or anything. It's just I just had the idea. We're gonna
see, like your first few things, I was like, okay, interesting.
Yeah.
And then you throw in the pepper, I'm like,
tuck that last one in there.
All right, this is about to be something else. I'm very excited for this. So usually I have enough time in the day. Evan will send me a cocktail. I'll make a post for it to put on Instagram. Had enough time today. Haven't looked at the post to see what the ingredients in this drink were actually going to be. So hearing it for the first time, I'm like, holy shit, that is
fresh reaction.
Wild. Yeah, I'm very excited for this. Because last week I really wasn't sure how Warhead infused tequila was going to taste, let alone pair with something as uniquely flavored as root beer.
Right, yeah.
Boy, was I surprised.
Last week was actually really good. Like you had some of the tequila left over, so I made a couple of these over the weekend. And,
it was
pretty darn good.
It's like a high class cocktail. Like it's got a very good taste to it. Like I really enjoyed that. So I'm
but
thinking,
I figured since last week's was so good, we could just take a big swing this week, and if it's bad, then it's okay. It all evens out.
I think so. I think that's fair. I'm very excited. Again, just you got to make sure not to do too much cayenne pepper. You gotta be careful on the cayenne pepper.
Yeah. How spicy is this honeymoon?
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, but I love it. That's amazing. It's gonna be perfect with Honeymoon of Horror. So just go ahead, go out, buy all those ingredients. Of course, if you need to find those, I'll post them up over on our Instagram page. We're over there and on Twitter and TikTok at Scream Stream Show. And of course, if you want to follow the show on the socials, well, that's what I just said. I'm getting a lot of whack because we're not on YouTube right now. Usually when I get on YouTube, you can find us at Scream Stream Live. We're not on YouTube right now, but you can find us over there on YouTube at Scream Stream Live if you want to catch up on any of our past episodes. Of course, if you want to follow us on the socials, you can find me over on Twitter at Spakenstein, and Mr. Evan Sink is over on Twitter and Instagram at Caligari Hurst. Anything before we sign off tonight, Evan?
So I don't think the Queen is gonna be able to be our big bad, because as soon as Mr. Gene Autry comes in with his guitar, gonna sweep her right off her feet.
Woo! Oh boy, doggy, get ready
No one
for
can
it.
resist that singing cowboy.
Is singing cowboy. So I hope you're if tonight wasn't enough Western for you, I hope you practice your yeehaws and your ride 'em cowboys, and really get brushed up, and we'll be ready to go, ready to get back in the saddle next Wednesday at 9 p.m. and of course this Friday. Oh, and also thanks to everybody that listened to this week's spine tingling tale. Of course, Mr. Evan Singh brought us
Thank you.
another very very just kind of, it's just unsettling is the only word that comes to mind with these King in Yellow, Robert Chambers. Yeah, like it's unsettling. And so I know I'm very excited for part 2 of that, but you'll have to wait a week because I'll be posting mine on Monday. So womp womp. But no, stay tuned. We're gonna be keeping the spine tingling tales going all throughout the summer. So please be on the lookout for those every Monday. Times may vary. But again, thanks to everybody tuning in tonight, and until next time, sweet screams, everybody.
And to all, a good fright.